Recently, MultiVersus has been in a bit of controversy, and that's mainly due to this article released by IGN 2 days ago. Now I'm here to give you the objective truth of what's happened as well as my opinion on the situation. Now before I get into the details, I do have to provide a bit of context in order to not mislead anyone, but I won't be fucking giving you a history lesson on the game. Most of us know what's happened up until this point. So 2 days ago, MultiVersus dropped a gameplay trailer for Raven, which is coming to the game with a new Season 4 update next week, and the anticipation has blown anything up until this point out of the water. At the time of this recording, the video has over 300,000 views on YouTube, and the review for Raven and the second character, Marceline, has over 4 million views on Twitter. With that, as well as numerous gameplay changes, new modes, maps, and progression changes, this is shaping up to be the singular best season MultiVersus has had to offer. Now with that context established, here's the interesting part. Just hours after MultiVersus dropped the huge news for the game, IGN posted an article with a very polarizing headline covering the earnings of the game, essentially dissuading folks from giving the game a chance. IGN also reposted the trailer on their own YouTube yesterday, and that left a bad taste in the player base's mouth. But if that wasn't bad enough, all of the new attention and goodwill for the game was met with hate online as well, and specifically this tweet from Leffen, a well-known pro within the FGC, which I will go into. Now this is a lot to go over, but watch this video to the end and you'll have a better understanding of the situation, as well as what to expect for the Season 4 and beyond. The main thing that needs to be addressed here is the article posted by IGN, and specifically the headline, which people did not read past at all. Warner Bros. Admitted that the game contributed to the additional $100 million loss in the game's business, meaning that MultiVersus is not solely responsible for the losses that WB is dealing with. Zaslav stated that they suffered a $200 million write-down due to the underperforming games earlier this year, and now they're suffering an additional $100 million due to the games released later in the year, which is primarily MultiVersus. The only other game contributing to that additional $100 million loss is Harry Potter Quidditch, yes, but that is important context that people seem to skip over when discussing this article. Now I won't give too much of my opinion on this, but I believe that a lot of people have either intentionally misinterpreted what they were reading, or they're blatantly being ignorant out of spite. Now I have been experiencing quite a bit of controversy here on the channel lately due to my opinions on the state of the game. And I know firsthand that people in this community would rather be ignorant and spread hate than see the game succeed, so I believe that to be what's going on here. Now the tweet by Leffen is a bit more interesting because he is well known in these fighting games. He's played them for a very long time, he's well versed, and kind of infamous when it comes to these type of games. I personally have never heard of him before, but I did some research, and he has some credibility that should not be undermined here at all. The main issue with his tweet is he comes off as out of touch with what's actually going on with the game. He took the time to intentionally shit on the game with minimal context as to what's really happening and how the game has improved, and that's substantialized by his follow-up tweet stating that he can't watch the game without getting motion sick, and he can't believe the game footage isn't being slowed down. Now anyone that's actually been playing the game and isn't just farming Twitter interactions would actually know that the game has gotten significantly faster since the re-release of the game. This tweet comes off as ignorant, and it's just him spreading his hate for the game when the last time he's actually looked at it, let alone played it, was a bit over 5 months ago. To give Leffen a bit of grace here, I'm pretty sure he's predominantly known for playing Smash Melee, which plays insanely fast, has numerous tech, and is very competitive, and has been since the early 2000s. But that's exactly the problem here. You can't expect a different game made in 2024 to play like the game that came out over 20 years ago. At some point you have to accept the differences between the two and not shit on any game that doesn't play like the game you grew up on. Both games do have their strengths and weaknesses, but it is fair to say that the better fighting game at this point is Smash Melee. But there's a big caveat to that because Smash Melee has gone through its own different iterations and versions, and not everyone is happy with how that game is balanced itself. I personally hate the discourse online surrounding these games because it's overwhelmingly spiteful, and I kind of wish that people would just be respecting human beings, but that's not where we are today. We shouldn't just shit on MultiVersus for not being where we think it should be, and we shouldn't just shit on IGN or Leffen either. The best thing we can do for anyone is just play the games that we enjoy and show support when support needs to be shown. I'm not a PFG dick eater by any means, but I do believe them to be one of the best good faith gaming studios around today. I have my fair share of criticisms for the game, and people don't like that because they don't want to see the game reach its full potential. Whether you realize it or not, hating on someone giving genuine criticism to the game is harming the community and its growth potential. Some people do blatantly just spread hate towards the game, like the Leffen situation, but when someone gives genuine criticism for the game and plays it and is a pretty good player, their opinion should be valid as long as they're not blatantly just shitting on the game. As far as season 4 goes, I encourage anyone that's been skeptical of trying it due to the misinformation spreading online to at least give it a shot. I've said this before, but I will say it again. This will be the best season of MultiVersus to date, and that is an objective fact. Whether the gameplay changes sit well or miss the mark, it's not going to be the end for the game because these things have to be adapted to and developed over time. There will be growing pains, sure, but playing the game come season 4 will not be a waste of time by any means. If anything that I've covered so far interests you, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel as I will be playing quite a bit of season 4, and I may actually take the ranked and competitive scene a bit more seriously with all these new gameplay changes. I am a top player on ladder with my main, but I will be trying out different characters and making guides and all that type of shit. I also do more laid back type of videos where I just talk to y'all. I call them Chrome Talks, and I essentially just talk about life and how I experience it, and just generally upload anything that I find interesting. I don't quite consider myself a MultiVersus YouTuber because I really just enjoy speaking to y'all and giving my thoughts on certain shit, but yeah. Be sure to like the video if you did like it, and I'll see y'all in the next one.